Gentleman in the mix.
Please clap. Hey, traders. Good to see y'all today. It's Tuesday. Really choppy. Not much anything happened. I mean, you got energy stocks did exceedingly well, and then financials after that, and then really mostly everything else was down to flat again. So crypto, unfortunately, down. Right, that's kind of unfortunate, and we're just getting at this, the demand line, this channel we've been in for 84 years, but really since the beginning of the year, and not sure. I mean, I don't think that's really tough to say. I don't think you could say hidden bullish divergence really anymore, because this negative momentum just extends on. Yeah, it really, everything's probably going to be dictated by what Jerome Powell says at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Right? I mean, we're all expecting, everyone thinks he's going to say, 50 basis point increase in interest rates. And then other people think that that's already been priced in, man. I just don't, and even if it does rally to the upside, right? We get a rally. Probably going to be short-lived. Wherever you end up, you'll make a lower high than the previous high and roll over again. All right. Riveting. 52 minutes till your daily candle close, till some sort of bearish engulfing candle happens, or till it's painted. 3-day candle closes today. 52 minutes. Here it is. It's a bad one. I mean, it's not really, doesn't really stick out as amazing, does it? Where you're well below that 200-day simple moving average on the 3-day. That's terrible. The 203-day simple moving average, I guess you could say. Just not many times in history are you below that area. You fell below it briefly during the COVID crash, and then weeks later you got back above it on a V shape. Once we broke it back 2018, spent a little time below it, and then collapsed 55% in value in 5 weeks. And before that, it's very rare. You just not below it often. So understandable, though. I mean, just with what everything's going on every day we talk about, it's just you can't be that surprised. It's a risk-on asset. That's what it is. It's a glorified tech stock. Yeah, I get it. Adoption, all these things, but it's still one Bitcoin's going to equal one Bitcoin, regardless of where this price is. So anything below 40K, you know how I feel about it. I don't feel good about Bitcoin below 40K or 42K ever. And that's been the case. That has not changed. Okay, that's kind of like how it's been. And the negative momentum is building on the 3-day. You are technically in the bearish control zone by 0.1. But 3 days straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down a bunch. And recently you haven't. I mean, you actually were chopping around. You hit an 88% retrace from previous low, and you've rallied off of that. Never to see it again until maybe soon in time. These market conditions are just terrible. They're just not good market conditions, right? Anytime you want to long something, you want to make sure the macro is good. Macro is god awful. It's the worst it's been in decades. All right, demand destruction has to happen. Otherwise, we get superinflation, which we already have some forms of superinflation, but we're trying to curb it. We're trying to peak it out to where it the CPI stops going up every month, right? Trying to make 8.5 go to 8 or 7.5 or 7, not continue upward. So, yep. And I mean, in the past month, we had the highest spike in interest rates ever. Nothing even comes close to the past 30 days. Hex doing things. Color me surprised. I mean, 1.35% up. I'll take it. I'll take 1.35% up on the day. Any day like this, right? And that can continue. I mean, Hex is an anomaly, and it's amazing. It was technically amazing. It's up 55, 60% since it looked amazing on the chart, right? So it's got a little work to do. But yeah, that one's a beast. And I guess we'll look at it. We got nothing else to do, right? We stare at Bitcoin and just be depressed. You know, it just depends on your allocation. It's depressing, like, for the streamer, because it's like, you know, everything kind of, no matter what your analysis is, if it's right or wrong, Bitcoin's not going up, man, a lot less people care. So just be careful here. I'll just, below 40,665, proceed with extreme amounts of caution on an asset that is risk on, where we are in a bear trend on stocks. You heard me, yeah, bear trend on stocks. Even if we rally, which it could, because it was just, we've gone with a whole big wave down to make a lower low. Yes, you could rally any point. So that's Bitcoin. Ethereum, yeah, got some more downside, right, to catch up to Bitcoin to hit its own demand line, which would take you all the way down to 2635. I mean, I guess hidden bullish divergence like Bitcoin, but really, long extended negative Momo. You're below the real sports, man. Give me a decibel check too, just for a sec. Yeah, I don't know. You've pretty much back tested 2,900 as resistance. And I'd feel better about Ethereum when Bitcoin gets above 40,000. Because there's like almost no universe where you're going to see Ethereum do amazing and completely decouple from Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin doesn't look good, it doesn't matter what Ethereum really looks like to the US dollar, because it's going to get dragged down Bitcoin. That's a crappy reality that we have to understand. So that's why we always make the joke, pray for Bitcoin for anything, you know, except Hex, I guess. But yeah, lots of upslope consolidation for a very long time. You're still bleeding out, down 2.63%, $75 on the day. Yikes. Okay. Sorry your party sucks. Total's not really anything to write home about. You can't really feel that great about it where it is right now. You know, I'll show you. I mean, it's just not, you can't be that confident. You can't be that confident, Jonathan.
I like turtles.
When you're below 1.7 to 1.78 trillion. You can't be that confident because historical price action, looking left, could lead us to much lower prices. So I'm just, what is wrong with being cautious and wary of an asset or asset class when it's below its critical levels? There's nothing wrong with that. That's extremely prudent that you're using the technical analysis to protect yourself from getting devastated if like resolution occurs. Bad resolution, because macro is awful. Valuations are extremely high in equities and need to come down. Otherwise, superinflation, riots. Well, we're already going to get that anyway with this whole Supreme Court leakage or whatever, you know, Roe v. Wade stuff. That was a left field. It's like, hey, with all these things going on, what could we do to freak everybody out again? Let's just do something. Okay, that perfect. Genius. Because who would have thought of that? Yeah, I mean, a rational, reasonable person trying to like recover from all this insane stuff that's been happening the past 2 years. Let's just do this. That's a great way to get people to show up to the voting booth in November. Interesting. Okay, so, you know, like, hey, man, it really is okay if you, like, if somehow a miraculous Jesus rally happened and we get back above 1.72, $1.78 trillion and we start really going, it's okay to miss out on a little bit percentage gains just so we could have the solace of understanding we're above a key level, right? It's okay. But below it, my God, man. Wake up one morning, you're stopped out. Or running stop happened because it was such a bad sell-off. Oh, man. You're right. It's all about the levels, and currently you're below the level. Even though I know you've chopped around for a while. Like, you know, before rallying back above it. Chopping through it like butter lately this year. Okay, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, total, I guess for people that understand that there is a superior asset to the US dollar, and it is Ethereum to Bitcoin. You can look at it, remember we had identified like kind of it kind of morphed into a downsloping consolidation, which, I mean, looks good. It's above the 200-day simple moving average. It is kind of trying to show hidden bullish divergence. These are all amazing variables for more upside, but it's just really, really tough in these market conditions. I mean, I guess this could keep rallying, and maybe it might imply that even when Bitcoin, Ethereum, the US dollar, when they dump, Ethereum maybe dumps less, loses less percentage of its value. But yeah, what an uptrend. Really nice uptrend. Long, extended trend is your friend. So that could continue, right? God, here we go. Same thing every day while I'm alive. Down 1.8%, $7. Kind of in the middle of two major levels, right? 350, 430. So get your coins out and flip them. You're not making a lower low yet, but I could seriously see if like Bitcoin rolls over, if the equity markets roll over, this is going to dump too. And it's going to head on down to 350 from here. Okay, cool. Riveting. I don't know, riveting developments ever again. There won't be any more developments ever again, dude. All right. I feel like we're just stuck here. It's never going to end, huh? Okay. XRP. Better be careful, man. I know you bounced off of it. There was some divergence there, but do you really think, I mean, I just want to honestly know, do you really think this 58.5 cent area is going to hold if Bitcoin rolls over, if equity markets roll over? Spoiler alert, it will not hold. You will dump to your lowest lows since July of last year. And very possibly much lower. Up, down, up, right? You go a lot lower, man. So just, when Bitcoin itself is below 40,665, you got to be cautious on everything in crypto. So yeah, I'm talking even Luna, because we know what Luna looks like on the monthly, weekly. Let's go to Sol real quick, knock it out, down 2%, bleeding out. And I don't think there's any reason to really be excited about Sol right now, man. Not in these market conditions. I'm sorry. Remember, this used to be a crypto stream. It's kind of like all this is one thing, and it's all connected to the Qs, the QQQ, and the Federal Reserve, what they do. And probably not going to get any changes in policy till like the summer, because they got to go up. They're gonna go up tomorrow, like 50 basis points most likely, right? This isn't, there is no like screaming, flashing buy signal on SOL right now. I'm sorry, there's just not. And the longer this stays, the higher the probability I think we see $50, which was kind of that was the 886 down here. It makes a lot more sense, man. Look left, not much support. Yeah, you're holding on. You're fine like a fruit fly, of course. Just please proceed with caution on risk on assets. It doesn't even matter if it's crypto. It could be anything risk on. Like, oh my God, AMD. AMD had a good 71% revenue increase or something like that, something insane. And it's up like 3% after hours, and it's like below the major resistance, which we talked about literally yesterday. That area would probably be tested. Just so happens maybe it's going to be tested because of earnings. But maybe if we break above that, crazy stuff could happen. But yeah, man, just, it was cool though. It was cool to see that energy stocks starting to show massive daily hidden bullish divergence across the market, across the oil market, right? Natural gas probably going to keep going higher, there's like a market that's okay, right? And then everything else is like dog crap, like, precious metals, forget about it, man. They're just correlated for some reason. Like when risk off days happen, that means when we dump, like gold dumps. When risk on assets do well the next day for just some sort of little rally, gold doesn't do well. It's bad, man. Like it's just not a good asset to be trading right now. Now, it was cool that the trade setup, we hit 2 of 3 targets, but man, right now it's real bad because market conditions have deteriorated substantially in the past 6 weeks plus. Okay, Sol, and then what was it? Luna, and this is the Luna. You know, that I know it's been amazing, dude. It's been unreal, but dude, you're staring at that on the daily. I get it. Oh, that's so awesome. It's maybe gonna confirm bottom, but you know, I'd like to see confirmation lows at value areas, not after huge runs and all of a sudden you've made a buying climax on a confirmation high on a weekly, monthly. You sell off, then you make a lower high, confirming distribution, and then you're just right back at it. I mean, remember, Bitcoin rolls over. Luna most likely is going to roll over too. It's going to break below 75, and there's no support till like $55. I'm just saying, like, you look at the daily, yikes. But then you look at the weekly, bigger yikes, kind of, with a high, the higher high, with very real, undeniable classic bearish divergence, class A bearish divergence, your strongest form of bearish divergence. And then what about that tweezer top bearish and golden candle combo right there? Yikes. Still extremely valid. And what about the monthly bearish and golden candle? You know, that wasn't really what you want to see. I don't think, man. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, man. Like, I hope any idea that's bearish is wrong as F, and it goes to $1 billion, right? Now, where my heart is, okay, but where my mind is just not there. It's not like hopium and we're in such good conditions for longs. It's just not that. And it may not be that way for a while. Yes, you're going to get dead cat bounces or reflexive rallies or whatever, but so, you know, you think that it's cool. $75 was held twice with very real bullish divergence. Can't argue. But what happens when tomorrow or the next day, Bitcoin doesn't have a good day, Qs sell off or something, and this negative momentum just begins to build again, and all of a sudden it invalidates your your bullish divergence argument up here. Okay, so just proceed with caution in crypto because of risk-on assets. And this is not really a risk-on environment yet. Could be a while, but eventually one day, man. Eventually one day, everything's going to come back. Exponential age, right? Metcalfe's law, all that stuff. It'll be good again one day. It's not the end of the world. You know, you go through recessions, you go through drawdowns, you go through long extended markets where you have lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. You just got to soldier through it. You got to understand, though, protect your money while you got it so you have plenty of it when a real true bottom gets put in. You could just be older. Okay, you just may not be the same age you are now. You might be a year older, you might be 6 months older, whatever. Okay, so Sol, XRP, Luna, we looked at the big ones. Now I guess we can shift to gold, which again, man, oh man, it did nothing. You know, there's no edge at all. You're just hanging on by a thread to this November 2021 high. It's maybe support. It just, even if you were like trying to be strategic here, you'd wait for an 886 of some sort, right? From that low to high. Dude, just wait for 1800 where there's actual support. You know, it's a 50% retrace on B, lower high on C. That means 886 on D. All right, Scott Carney did all the work for you, so you don't even have to think about it. That would be the pattern completion zone of a bullish bat, 1800, and it's a major support. And maybe you could get a slightly higher low or something. It's just, we already talked about it. It's performing terribly since that buying climax that happened because of all the COVID, but the Russia invasion of Ukraine. That was it. Bearish and golden candle. Wow, how real was that bearish and golden candle? And then what happened to shooting star on the second high? It's pretty cool. But then there's a bearish and golden candle below support resistance yesterday. But yeah, you're still making higher highs, higher lows till you're not. But that just means you could go lower, and it really wouldn't be that crazy. Silver, big yikes, man. There's nothing to do here, right? That run seems like it was just a trade. It was literally just a trade. A nice trade. The rising valleys, it played out. Then it hits resistance and could never breach it and sold off and then rallied to test it once more. The up thrust. That was the up thrust in early March, and then the back test of up thrust in mid-April. and the bearish engulfing candle ushered all in. You've been selling off every day, so you're pretty much in jeopardy of not making a higher low anymore. And yeah, it could be heading 2168 unless a miracle happens. You start getting above $23 again. It's just wow, very weak so far. I mean, I think gold eventually will be okay, dude. If you look at the weekly and the monthly, it's fine. The problem is weekly, monthly. Oh my god, dude, it could be years. It could take forever, but it would play out. It's like the turtle, man. Tortuga, you know. Anyway, it's, you know, Tortuga like in Breaking Bad. Gold's getting its head chopped off. Spoiler alert. All right. Moral of the story, don't be a rat, okay? Don't inform on the cartel, dude. So yeah, silver, then we can, you know, we can take a gander over at copper. Copper's in a lot of trouble too, you know. Well, how about an up thrust back test, up thrust there? Man, that lower high, you couldn't pull it together, and now you're just in jeopardy. All right, so I'd say measure move off the table for now. I mean, you know, if it pivots here and rallies when we break back out, we could have it there, but that first demand line was broken, and now you're at another demand line. You remember this 463, 465, this is 2011 high, all-time high. And now you're at this other high back from 2006. You gotta wonder if it would hold. Risk off, if we get a risk off event, not gonna hold, dude. None of these metals are gonna get devastated. I don't think you're gonna get like you know, some sort of gold precious metals party when the Qs and the S&P, you know, fall below their supports and they really start drawing down. And volatility, which is more important than everything, when volatility elevates, right, we start getting to like, you know, 40 and stuff. These things are not going to hold up. They're going to get destroyed. You're below that 200-day simple moving average again. Yeah, consolidating way up here. So what is that? It's like consolidation and really high risk for longs, right? Fresh longs, because the wave up happened. You're consolidating, and it's where this is neutral. It's a neutral pattern. I mean, if market conditions were better, more in, like, you know, money printer was going burr, yeah, man, maybe we're going up next. But now you're at a demand line. Now you're in trouble, and there's no edge at all. You clipped oversold for the first time since August of last year. And there's no seller exhaustion yet. So maybe you get a rally here, but it'll probably just end up being a lower high than these previous local highs. Man, I hope things change, dude. I hope things change, right? I mean, it's not like... These are just things happening, right, on these charts. Where like, hey man, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows forever. And now lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, an extended amount of time. And then yield curve inversions. Right? And yeah, you still got that US 10-year yield just sitting right around 3%, just because it's a resistance. It's just hanging out there. How about these commodities? Have they cooled off a little bit, man? Ooh, starting to a little bit. Hey, the bearish divergence playing out on corn futures. Right, there was buyer exhaustion on the oscillators, and you're just failing. I like it. I love it. I want to see this crash, man. I think you're going to 778 to go test that, ask for it, if anything. It's just, you could see the bull flag, but to see it make a measured move seems crazy, right? Like, wow, that would be unreal. And I want to see it roll over. I want to see it just perform kind of like crap, chop around, then this divergence develops, and then you roll over, right?
Gentlemen in the mix.
Hope it fails, man. I hope we dump below 778. But just remember, that's another thing, another characteristic of like recessions, right? I mean, or like 2008, man. Remember commodity spikes all over the place before they collapsed? I mean, that could very well happen again, man. But yeah, I get his food, so it's not going to be like other things. So Then you got soybean futures. Nice. Remember the type 2 return? I think you might be getting it. Type 1 and then the type 2. You know. There you go. And I think 1585. And after that, I would think that this would go down to a 50% retrace. 1469. And that'd be great for everybody. Not really, because this is paper, so soybean futures. But you know, hopefully the price of all this stuff would go down too. Hard to see that coming. But hey, man, it's like perfect, right? It's like if you're like a trader, it's like everything you could ask for. A bear shark at insane levels, up thrusting through near all-time highs. Where historically, when you get to these levels, you do collapse, right? You do get devastated. So for the trader, this is awesome. This is like opportunity. Flip this chart over, dude. Think about it. Man, we're at these like levels we never see. And when we do see them, we normally go insane to the upside. And you're trying to tell me that we're confirming the bottoms in with bullish divergence? Sign me up for a long on soybean futures. Just kidding. It's bearish. I was just flipping it over for a perspective. Dump it, dude. Dump this. If the TA is respected, this thing dumps. That's it. What about wheat? Dump it, man. All right. Maybe we're just putting in that high, the buying climax and the pathetic attempted rally, lower high, and we roll over. And I would say if that's happening, you're going for a target, easy target of like 870 to 807. Any supports backing these fibs up? Not really. No, not really. Yeah, so 807, you could see. I mean, it's got to make a lower low. It hasn't yet, but it did just paint a lower high, so that's good. Remember, we want to see these commodities collapse because we want people to eat. We want people to afford food. Okay. Hope we have a good harvest this year, right? You know, so rice futures still kind of elevated up there, isn't it? Yikes. You can't say this one's really rolling over too much yet. I mean, maybe there's like a little bit of bearish divergence on the RSI. Not something you can say on the MACD histogram. I don't know, rice is on the rise, man. It's parabolic. It's been going. Look, the leg up there is so real. I guess you go back and you see all the accumulation, you know, the composite operator. Brutal, man. And I mean, brutal for food costs, but awesome for an uptrend. It's crazy good, right? Oh, 4 hour bearish divergence, nice, dude. Well, then dump it, dude. Dump it so we can all eat. Okay, again, because I'm getting hungry. I fasted today for the first time in a while. I didn't fast any. Really, not much anyway in the UK. Okay, let's look at oil. Let's switch it from food to oil that you're chopping around, man. Where'd that come from? Chopping around, it's still making higher lows, but is not making higher highs without a certain price contraction. But you know, I did break that supply line, back tested. It's holding anything above 100. You think is okay? It's so neutral. Like it's so neutral. The trend is extremely bullish, right? But it is neutral right now. That's it. Actually, in actuality, just somewhat, maybe you could argue from the high to the slightly lower high, there's higher levels of positive momentum. You don't quite, I mean, you could say that maybe on the daily there's hidden bearish divergence, which would be great because we want to see this roll over. Yikes, man, that is dangerously close to class B bearish divergence on the 12 hour, right? With the same, you know, levels, same high, and then much lower levels on the MACD histogram. Again, we want all these things to dump. They just haven't yet. Yep, just higher lows. and lower highs for now. You know, it's not over yet. You stay above 100, you'll probably see 110, 115 eventually. It is wild though, isn't it? Is it one thing that is crazy that this old supply line that was so well respected, you're above it right now? You're like springing back, testing that spring kind of. Holding that, that's pretty wild. Get rid of that, you know, you can see it there. Then natural gas. It's the one, man. Natural gas, I mean, you know, you realize like today, it's like yesterday because the market, like universal time, this thing closes like a few hours ago. Like it's just different than when crypto closes. And it did close at multi-year highs. I mean, it closed at its highest level today since October 2008. And up here, man, it's nosebleed section. There's very little liquidity. It's a lot of straight up, straight down. That's all it does. Okay, so I mean, this could go up to $9. But at the same time, hey man, it could be a type 2 return of some sort at 1414. If it exceeds this thing, 1618. I mean, did you hit it? No, you're very close to 1618 there. Hidden bullish divergence playing out like a charm. Oh man, orange juice, dude. Orange juice. You can't stop orange juice. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to think you could stop orange juice from pivoting and attempting a rally, and it's going to 191, maybe 204, which is the top of the range. You know, 2006, 2011, 2012, right? 2016, and now soon to be 2022. This thing going, man. Orange juice moon boys in the chat. Well, no one's in the chat, but you know, hypothetically in my mind, I picture it. Okay. Did sugar? Excuse me. I don't think sugar held up against its or held that support. Oh no, it's real close, man. Almost like just a bearish bat or something completed, and it's react. It's below the 200-day moving average. It did make a lower high than previous high, pretty much. So this could be topping out. You know, it really could. Nice dragon though. The dragon was nice. It was a good dragon. It may not be over if it makes a higher low. But I would say there's no edge yet. No edge on this. And I'm just saying like one high, maybe the second high. The attempted rally got put in and it was a failure. It was a failure to break a critical $20 area that goes back to 2013. Dump it for everyone's sake. Live cattle futures cannot, I just steel wall hit the 200-day simple moving average for the first time since June 1st of last year and had a really nice reaction and is above that level. Hey, what's up, Crypto Hoarder, man? Thanks for coming by, man. What's up, dude? Trying troubling times, dude. Thank you, man.
Crypto_hoarder took $102.97. Hi. 0.0370000000
My God, man! If it wasn't for you, I think I got a goose egg today, man. Thanks, dude. It's embarrassing. Yikes, dude. Thank you, though. I mean, my God, you're just unbelievable. And again, I don't even know anymore what I would do. My morale would be like. Holy crap. That whole UK trip too, man. You made it like, you know, wow. Thanks, dude. But speaking of something you do, you eat steak. You're trying to hang on to this key level. It goes back to 2013, 2017. You're above it, man. You're holding it. I just don't know if it's gonna continue to hold. Maybe you could say there's a little bit of divergence there. It's a really bullish trend, long extended uptrend. At least we know the levels, and you're above them right now. And maybe you fill a gap, 139, 140. Okay, lumber. Yeah, no, it bounced off 820. It was support. Okay, reacted, and it's above the 200-day moving average again. But whatever it does, it's probably going to make a lower high than these highs, right? Home builders, lumber futures having to do with home building, and that's going to get wrecked because, interest rates are going up, so people are going to be less incentivized to buy new homes. And the fact that people can't afford, to eat or to drive to work or to wear shirts. So this thing's going to get put on the back burner for, people's prerogative lumber. See, look at that. What happened in 08? When this one? 4 and 6. Nothing really. This thing had begun to decline in 2004. Long before the global financial crisis. Wow. Hey, they were onto something. This one had already begun to decline well before the everything bubble pop or whatever. I don't even know what they'll call this, whatever we might be going through soon, or we've already begun to do, right? Yeah, so that's kind of looking at a lot of assets that are just not crypto, those commodities, man. You want to pay attention to all of them, see what they're doing, how they're hanging. All right, just real quick, let's look at that US 10-year yields. 3%. 3%, man. It's a major technical level, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. And this is certainly a level where a reversal could happen because it happened before. You could pull all the way back to 2.4%. But then we had log scale, right? We had a log scale that, my God, man. And you talk about, let's go like the maybe weekly here. Yeah, look at this unreal, remember Scott Carney and me were talking when this thing was down at like 2% and it was breaking or something. This thing is not a joke. Look at this supply line. Busted through. I get it though, you up thrusted through it in 2018 too before rolling over. So something's going to break and it could collapse. Oops. So that's, what do they call it? They're calling this the chart of truth. And it's lying right now, isn't it? Yeah, again, could just be another up thrust, and some people think that we're going to way higher interest rates. I mean, we're going to be going up, dude, for sure. But it's, again, so far, in the period of time from where we were at zero to where we are now, it's never accelerated this fast in history. Never. So, right, you had like record levels of quantitative tightening straight into record levels of easing into tightening, right? Back to back, wham, bam. And that'll probably cause a recession. Okay. Yield curves inverted, all these things. Okay, so now we got the S&P 500. On the weekly, just starting with the weekly, anything changed? No. Bad. All bad so far. Still bearish to me. Like head and shoulders, neckline broken, and you're just hanging out below the neckline. That's what you're doing. On the weekly. On the daily. Hey, bullish pin bar, man. Dude, it's a... Good luck. I don't care if it acts as a major reversal or not. It'll run somewhere and make a lower high than the high from April 22, 2022. It'll stay below the 200-day moving average and make a lower high, then roll over and make a lower low eventually. So it's like, cool, dude. These are just not good market conditions for like taking longs. At least like now, maybe soon. Oh, Mr. Anderson.
Welcome back, Mitch. We love you, man. Glad you had a great trip. Thanks, Hoarder, for so much support. Stay learn traders, kings.
Thanks, Mr. Anderson. I know we had a discussion at some point drunk in the UK about who was Mr. Anderson, dude? Was that you? Mr. Anderson. It might be a pure coincidence. Yeah, it's a coincidence, dude. Mr. Anderson. Thank you, dude. Put on your sunglasses. Okay. And go hack the Matrix, dude. Thanks. That's it, man. You had a marginally okay day that you kind of confirmed the pin bar. I don't think how can you say anything when we know what Jerome Powell's gonna say tomorrow? You know what I'm saying?
Always tuned in. Glad you had a good trip. Lift short, please. 100.
What's up, G-Dog, man? Met you. Man, this man drove several hours to come hang out at the Shard to crack some beers. And he was such a pleasure to hang out with, dude. Such a cool guy. And just go figure. Wow, someone cool in our community. All right, I haven't met anyone in our community that's not amazing. So, thanks, dude, for the 20 there. And yeah, we'll look at LYV. Is that Live Nation Connect? Like about to get obliterated in time, if you're patient, I think. But is that the... Yeah, Live Nation's gonna get destroyed, dude, and we're gonna talk about maybe why. No one actually knows you, Mr. Anderson? Yeah, dude. No one knows you because you're in the Matrix, man. Whoops, let me turn on streamer mode. I have no idea where it is though. Hold on. There it is. Alright, we good now. Yeah, Miami meetup. I don't know, dude. Probably sometime in October, it seems like, if we want to get Shaylin down there. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll do it, man. It's gonna be in Miami, and it's gonna be later this year, and that's all I can tell you for now. So let's go to the Dow Jones. That will be the last to get devastated. But dude, I mean, you tell me, dude. Hey, congratulations on rallying yesterday and having a good day today, and you very well could have a good day tomorrow, right? It was such a nasty wave down from the highest high to the lowest low, April 21st, and in 11 days you swung 8.6%, right? Anytime you could rally, and it's a double bottom, man. But we know the momentum is the bearish side, right? Because you've made lower highs, lower lows, lower high. You made consecutive lower highs, and you confirmed lower highs. Momentum is not even with a second low. You could rally and make another lower high and dump once more. You got to be really careful, man, because all you got to do is scale out. And you tell me, man, does that look like a good value area? It doesn't, dude. It just doesn't. Wow. Remember that time there was this demand line that goes all the way back to the global financial crisis? Oh, something log scale. My God. Here it is. Yeah. Long way to go, man. Long way to go before you get to that demand line that would take you to 25K. Once you do break for real, which you've already broken it, but it takes days and time, you're going to go straight down to 29.5, like that February 2020 level, right before the COVID crash. I think that's where you're headed, despite anything. That's close to a measure move of the structure you're breaking out of, Death cross, you say? Ooh, let's take a look at it. Ooh, yeah, we got a death cross March 10th. Yeah, I don't really look at those too much because whatever. Did my analysis, was it like incomplete because I didn't identify death cross in March? No, because it was bearish anyway. I was like, who cares? You're just going to make lower highs, When was the last time we had a death cross? Death cross last one was March 20th, 2020. Okay. Okay, here's your NASDAQ composite. Terrible. couldn't even close above the lows from February 24th, March 15th. Yeah, I say you rally, you'll just end up making a lower high than 14.4 and roll over again. So just saying, it's just not. And when we do rally, we'll be looking for bearish divergence of some sort. Might be a great area to fade or go short on another lower high, you know? So momentum, is it bullish? Nope, it's bearish. Look at the symmetry right there. Those two peaks back in February, June of last year, and again, 2 consecutive peaks to confirm the high below the 200-day moving average. Obviously, you've death crossed. We know that. Your next target, I think you will test 12K at some point. Why wouldn't you? You got so close. Once you break that, you go to 10,800 real fast. There's no real edge, man. There's nothing real implying. There's no real strong divergence. Excuse me. So look out, man. Rust 2000, the worst. But remember, the Rust 2000, you know, most of these are like American stocks. So just, if you're wanting to see the index fund with the most exposure to the United States companies like, you know, stationed, headquartered in the US, Rust 2000, are we doing anything? Nope. Is there any edge? Nope. Are you above support? Nope. Okay, 1740 is the target, and that's not going to change. I don't care what you do. You would have to break above like 2150 to maybe start changing the tune completely. But until then, bearish, 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 bearish. You got to be, man. You have to be until things change. Until you start making consecutive higher highs, higher lows, you got to be bearish, man. I'm sorry. Okay. So those are your 4 index funds. We had one request, I think, maybe 2. No, we just had 1, and it was LYV, and it's like, dude, get ready to get wrecked. What a run, man! Live Nation, right now, entertainment. They're in movies, entertainment. You are. I mean, if that doesn't look like Momo shifted, you're at critical inflection point. I get it, man. You know, people be like, dude, it's going to hit the support again. You keep hitting the support. You keep hitting the support. There is absorption of remaining demand. And what happens when the overall macro rolls over? You're going to roll over here too, and it's going to be nasty. Real nasty.
Thanks for being there.
What's up, best of Bond? Thanks, dude. For the 578 super chat, dude. Thank you. I mean, I get there a couple peaks here, but don't you think it makes the most sense if this is a consolidation structure? You get, it's like Wyckoff distribution of some sort, and you're getting ready to roll over. You're below the 200-day moving average. I bet you death crossed on this too, didn't you? No, not yet. Not quite yet. A 50 is down sloping though, isn't it? I would say $76 is the target from here, and we could just measure move. Right, here's your measure move, pretty clear. From the breakdown, if it happens, it hasn't yet. Okay, but my God, the actual 100% measure move takes you to 70. I would just go ahead and say, let's just round up to what makes the most sense on the chart, not just a random measure move. Okay, so that's your downside. Talking like 22, 23% downside on Live Nation Connect. Yes, Connect. Beautiful though, in a bearish way. It's beautifully bearish, right? You gotta love it. You know, one thing I saw that was disgusting. Oh my God, you know, patrons. Something called Garter Incorporated. Like, I mean, this thing is stupid. Like, internet software and services. High flying tech, gonna get wrecked. Gap bills everywhere. You have now confirmed massive amounts of distribution, even locally. Even December 28th, there was distribution. So and now you've just confirmed again once more distribution, and now you're below that 200-day moving average, right? Look at this. Hey, everyone wants death cross. You got a death cross March 11th, man. You're below the 50-day simple moving average too. Wow, you're below all moving averages. 20, 50, 200. Amen. Oh yeah. Oh, they're all the moving average all coiled up right here. Get ready for a big move, man. This is such a shorting opportunity if I've ever seen one. Where the trend's bearish. We know tech is bearish. The individual asset is showing that it's bearish. Nice, 3 for 3. 3 for 3 right there. There's no formal support looking left at all. None. So earnings will be the only thing. That's in August. We just had an earnings report, and it was pretty good, right? It was good. Good earnings today, I think, and that's what caused it to dump 3%. This is just a patience thing. One net short on this, and they would just wait till 197. Or they're waiting for it to break above 310, 311 to stop out, because then the double top, the confirmation distribution becomes invalid. Yeah. Oh, OH, baby. Come to order, man. I don't know, dude. I mean, I think it's okay. I think it's good. I think it's an amazing uptrend right now. It's what kind of sector? You know, sector is bullish. Macro is not bullish, but sector is, and the individual asset is 2 for 3. I'll take it somewhat, you know, and dude, once it's like, so I think there's like probably absorption of remaining supply on this one, you know, until it breaks the heart line and rolls over and goes all the way down to 206. But you know, at the heart line, you consider that's like so the bottom is oversold, the top is overbought, the middle is what? Just right. It's like fair price in an uptrend. So you're at fair price in an uptrend, and you could definitely, to some extent, argue there's hidden bullish divergence going on the RSI. Like, and it's like the same levels. It's like one low. The second low is confirming accumulation from the previous levels. And once, dude, it's like this level over here, right here, man. Once you break that 2001 level, it could get nuts real fast. It's just, yeah, you're waiting on this wacky, crappy macro to, you know, play out. Nice rally. Yeah, we might get a nice rally on stocks tomorrow. We just might, man. You know, and just don't ape in, man. There's you could tell by the price action, liquidity's not really there, man. So yeah, they could drive it up, induce buying, get the retail to buy in, and then just dump it again, probably pre-market or after hours or something. Yeah, so a nice one, dude. Just a nice looking asset here, dude. But yeah, let me show you like these assets, these energy assets, since we're here. This is what I'm talking. You know, VLO, dude, unstoppable. I mean, today of 4%, and it hit its highest level since August 2018, headed to 125. Headed there, man. And there it is, chat. A new day. So Jesus chimes. That was not a really good 4-hour candle, in my opinion. That was a terrible indecision candle. Gross. And then you got right here, Halliburton, man. Oh, this one's great. Hidden bullish divergence like crazy. Oh yeah, getting ready to fill a gap. Easy at 37.69. I'm going to test 41.42 again for resistance. This could continue upward. All over this place, man. All over the place, dude. Look, Devon Energy. Hidden, yeah, it's like Class B hidden bullish divergence. I mean, this is the only asset class where you can just be net long and make good money. You're just holding it, you know, just about. All right, anyway, let's go to Bitcoin, because who even cares, though? I mean, like, clearly no one cares about Bitcoin because it's not going up. So here it is. It technically bearishly engulfed, but it didn't break the support yet, did it? Didn't break the demand line yet. Alligator blood, more like lizard blood, you know? You're just... Schlumberger. Rig type stuff. Oh, yeah, man. Just wait, dude. Paul Tudor Jones 100% short. Yeah, I mean, dude, you know, people can be wrong, but like, I get it. I get what he is, why he's doing that. You don't have to be 100% sure. You just have cash, man. Just have. You know, the upside still seems so limited because we just haven't retraced deep enough yet. And it's all the fundamentals. The fundamentals, the variables are terrible right now, man. Again, I think it's like, it's not even me saying, it's like economists that like they haven't seen anything this bad in a very long time. With everything going on at the same time, none of this has happened really. I think Paul talked about like this is kind of similar to 1974, the Arab oil embargo, where they said you can't buy from us anymore. So like oil shot up, and then they started increasing interest rates, and once they stopped, like the economy or the stock market like collapsed, like crashed, it dumps. So I don't know, man. Like I think it's just there's a lot of stuff going on from different eras of bad, and it's its own little crazy psycho thing, you know. It'll be in the history books, 2022 or 23, right? Whatever. Who knows if it's this year or next year? It's just things got to come down, man. Oh yeah, man. How about that? This is what's another just crazy thing on charts, right? RUB to anything, right? RUB to USD. How insane is this? Broke this supply line that goes all the way back to 2015. You know, if you're in Russia, you got your own little COVID crash, V-shaped recovery going on. This is the highest level it's seen since March 2020. I mean, what to make of that? Up 5% today? Really insane. It's just like, wow. Didn't hit the measured move. Man, I pretty much got close, dude. But yeah, the West, what they tried to do failed miserably, didn't it? I mean, that's like the biggest flop you could ever see. Oh, we tried to cancel. It seems like canceling people just doesn't work for anybody. Or it works temporarily, and then, you know, time goes by, and then it fails or something, right? But yeah, I think it's way worse. I'm thinking about like that US dollar is insanely, unbelievably strong, right? Strongest it's been in 20 years. And then you got a ruble to like some like the Great Britain pound. And it's just like, yikes, man. Well, similar stuff, I guess, but what else could it be? Ruble to the euro. And this is the real bad one, right? I mean, this is kind of like, I mean, all these they're all supply lines, and they're all broken, right? On every one of them. Like that. Yeah. So Russia having a good time. There are only two currencies that exist, right? You know, country currencies that, sovereign currencies that are outperforming the US dollar this year. And I believe it's is it the Brazil real or whatever, and the Russian ruble? Just two on the year, not like all time or anything, of course. But I'm just saying. But yeah, then we can look at like, why not? Great Britain pound to the US dollar. Still just devastated, man. Stop selling, no divergence or anything, and below key supports. I think this is probably going lower. And that would be the case for most currency pairs of the US dollar too. Speaking of, let's look at the DXY. That has not yet, dumped really hard. It's just hanging out up there for days now, right? After it hit a 20-year high, April 28th, it's just been chilling around 103. That's what I'm talking about, you know, just January 2017. You go way back, 20 years, man, to see prices we saw, you know. You know, that looks like Bitcoin in 2021, right before, you know, the Chinese blackout and they banned it or whatever. Didn't it look just like Bitcoin? All close anyway. Sorry, just but yeah, that's where we are, man. Just sitting there out. New paradigm. Okay, yeah, so I mean, the new day on Bitcoin kind of just, dude, it's crazy. It hasn't broken down yet. Could you imagine if this thing held? There's the wedge. I know, like, Brad's got a wedge kind of like this or something. I don't even, yeah, there you go. There's your wedge, dude. All right. You're wedging, but you're just like, you remember where you're at, right? You're just in this range here. If you're not looking at 40,000, 42,000, you're kind of in no man's land. Yeah, still though, you get a rally, probably lower high, probably sell off again. I mean, you understand you would have to do something that you'd have to decouple from the collective macro to see like much higher prices again. Maybe in time that'll happen, but maybe it's after that a big like selling climax has to happen on these equity markets. Like in 2018, yeah, you get a big selling climax, and then, you know, lots of bids come in, and then Bitcoin has had its own selling climax and rallies and outperforms the crap out of the index funds, something like that, right? No man's land is peaceful. Shoot, dude, tell me about it. Way too peaceful. Peaceful's bad. For me, anyway. Yeah. All right, been live an hour and 8 minutes. Feel like I've been live for 20 years. When London again. When UK. When vacation. Here's Hex. I mean, pretty much was the best looking setup in all of crypto that I saw by far. And it's again up like 55% since 420 stream. The 420 stream, man. I was in Glasgow, Scotland while we looked at this thing. And it was perfect, 11.8 cents. And look at it now, it's at 17.7 cents. And it broke a supply line, right? The downtrend, you broke it. You made a higher high in the previous high. You're doing all these bullish things. You're just sitting there hanging out at the 200 moving average. KNC took a big hit. Oh yeah, go figure, man. Because it's like they all like come back to earth, dude. They all like sink back up, you know. All right, frankly, man, not much more to do. Talk about. It's the third of the month, so it's the third best edge on the Patreon. But you know, almost saying that in these market conditions is like trade setups, education, chat. You know, premium chat. But more so than anything, you're supporting the stream. Okay, yeah. But y'all got this, man. Y'all don't need me. So I'll just like in the stream and Everyone can go back to doing what they were doing before the stream. And yep. I hope the demand line holds, dude. I really do. I hope it holds. And Jerome Powell's speaking tomorrow, so have your popcorn ready around 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Thanks for the likes and the contributions, since certainly no subs, so I'm not thankful for no subs, but appreciate the other stuff. And I'll just be back. Until next time, respect the T. Hey.
You